I think we have Keki Mistry from HDFC as well joining in on the phone line right now. Keki, hi, morning. How critical would you say that RBI's measures are, and how important would they be to really ease liquidity pressure in the system?
No, it would help. It would certainly help. I think it's a very good measure. It particularly benefits the larger NBFCs and housing finance companies, where there is already an exposure limit that banks would have reached. So it's a very good measure.
In general, there is a fear in the market that some HFC and good HFCs have given loan to builders and builders are going belly up, and now there could be a challenge for a lot of prominent HFCs. Do you think loan against properties or some builders going belly up, do you think these are concerns which one should be a bit wary of?
One should always be cognizant of everything, but we are not seeing any stress of that sort in the system. See, you have to understand that if a builder delays making payment, it's not necessarily because, as you to put it in your words, going belly up. The reason could also be a short-term liquidity crisis. There could be a liquidity issue because of which he's not able to make payment on time, but the project may be still very good. The fundamental location would be very good and stuff like that. So I don't think one should get unduly worried just because one builder or one builder in the country delays making payment. I don't think it's systemic like that. One stray case here and there does not represent the country as a whole.
Keki, do you sense because of all these liquidity concerns, it could actually spill over to maybe a delayed recovery in the housing market, or that would be really extrapolating and stretching the issue?
No, I think that is extrapolating and stretching the issue. I don't think it will lead to a delayed recovery, as you put it, in the housing business, because loans are available to individuals. Money is available. If people are desiring to buy a house and want a loan, they can get the money.
How much more do you think the regulators need to do in terms of stemming the situation? We've had easier norms come through for NBFCs. We've had SBI pitch in, look at buying a bulk of the bad loans. How deep is the problem, and how much do you think? How much more would it take for them to actually meaningfully put a supporter to the crisis that we are facing, the mini crisis, so to speak?
I think RBI is taking the right steps, step by step, and I think they are doing the right thing. For example, what they've done today in terms of increasing the exposure limit from 10 to 15%, I think that will go a long way by itself in easing the situation, at least for the larger NBFCs.
So, Keki, for closing comments and final question, do you think somewhere this entire fear that HFC sector will have a liquidity crunch, there is going to be a lot of tightness in the system per se, the smaller HFCs will really feel the pinch? You think that is just currently, that is just that entire view has been slightly stretched, and the market reaction is also stretched?
Nikunj, the source of funds of housing finance, you put HDFC, so a source of funds of a housing finance company can vary from entity to entity. Someone like an HDFC, for example, borrows money from overseas. We raise money through ECBs, we raise money through masala bonds, we raise money through the domestic bond market, we raise money through deposits, we raise money through a variety of sources. And commercial paper is just one of the many sources through which we raise money. A smaller HFC will get refinanced from NHB. A smaller HFC, for them, the source of funding typically, historically, used to be the CP market, and used to be loans that they used to get from banks, and used to be the refinance they used to get from NHB. They did not go to the overseas market, they did not have ECBs, they did not have deposits and stuff like that. So for the smaller HFCs, any tightness in the market, any risk averseness on the part of banks can to some extent affect them. The larger HFCs, which have got access to a variety of funds, can switch their funding sources from one to the other, depending upon what is giving access to the cheapest form of funding at a point in time. Now, you talked of a CP market. Now, if you see today, the CP market is there. You can raise money to a good HFC or a good NBFC, and even today go to the commercial paper market and raise money. There's no dearth of availability of money. It's just that the cost of money would be higher than what it was a couple of months ago.
Mr. Mistry, we leave it at that. Thanks very much for joining us and giving us that quick reaction.